trying to change this mode actuator on my 2011 F250, and it's the motor that controls the position of where the air blows out, so the defrost or the vents up here or the floor. And what it does is it is seized up and the motor tries to move but won't. I used a little bore camera and went down inside of the vents just to make sure there wasn't anything stuck obvious that was in the vents, and I couldn't find anything. So I am getting an error code from the motor assembly that I checked with Forescan. So I'm trying to get this out. The procedure calls, the Ford procedure calls for taking the whole dashboard out of the vehicle, and if you try to go to a dealer and have that done, they're going to charge you anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 probably to replace a $50 part or less if you buy it online. The original Ford part is about $49. So I'm seeing if we can do that. What I started by doing is removing the plastic cover right here and just pries right off. And then down here there is a metal bracket that is bolted onto here like this. And it's covered with this plastic shroud. You take out one 7mm bolt. You can remove this bracket by removing the 8mm bolts. There's 3 of them total. And then under here you'll see there's this metal bracket. It's in the way. Behind it, right here, you'll see the white cable coming out. That is the actuator that we're trying to deal with. And what I did was I took my crowbar and I braced it against the firewall, and I bent this metal bracket right here away as far as I could without really damaging anything, so I can put it back. And then hopefully that's going to allow me enough clearance to get up in here and remove the 4 bolts or the 4 screws that hold it on. And I've got one of them out already, and the screw looks like this. It is I believe it's a T20. Check that real quick. Yeah. And now I'm just going to go ahead and try to do the hard ones first, because if I can't get the hard ones out, there's no sense of getting the easy ones out. Now I'm in the top right corner, and I had to unclip this wiring harness from right here. And I've got my Torx bit on the end of my screwdriver up in this top screw. So I'm going to try to get this one out real quick. I'll be right back with you. All right, now I got it loose. I'm going to go after it here with a magnet. Try to not lose that screw. So there's number 2. All right, I'm down under here, the bottom left side. This one comes out the easiest. I already got it out. You can see my socket. I've got it on the top left one up there. So I'll get that one out next. All right, now the last one is down here on the bottom right. Hopefully it's the last one. We'll find out. All right, that top left screw is a total pain, and I have no idea how I'm gonna get this stuff back in here. But everything is loose now. Let's see. The whole thing is ready to fall out. There's a wire connection that has to be unplugged. You can see it up there, which that's gonna be a pain. And then this little white cable, you need to unclip right in the middle of the screen there. That little end. I'm gonna try to do that first, and then spin it around to where I can see the connection. I don't want to break that connector. I'm trying to get the wiring off, so try to get this little clip off here with a little flat blade screwdriver. I'll be back. All right, well, just keep reminding myself I'm saving $1,500 by doing this myself. But finally got it out. You can separate this little piece that goes down underneath into the floor, and you can separate it from this part here, and it connects onto this little cam here, and it's just press fit on there, but it's really tight, and I end up breaking the old one getting it off. So hopefully when I put on the new one, it'll be a little bit easier and get everything lined up and in place, because I can't break the new one. But this is the old part. It's out. Even getting the electrical connector off here was a total pain in the butt. I ended up finally just yanking it, and it didn't break the wires or anything. I got lucky it pulled out of the connector. But so the new part will be here tomorrow. I'll try to film some of it getting that in. But so I am here to tell you, it is possible to get it out without taking the whole dashboard off. It's just a real big pain in the butt. Alright, and when you have the old one out, you really need to check, make sure that everything's working correctly. So, you turn on your vent. I'll turn it down here so you can hear me. This cable here is what actuates the floor versus the vent. So now it's coming out the floor here. If I move this way, it'll come out of the vents. So then put it on the floor, reach way up in here. There's a white cam way up in here, which puts on your, that's hard to see here. This one here controls your defroster. Just make sure everything moves freely. This one controls the floor while the defroster's on. So like I said, just make sure everything moves like it should before you put the new one on, because if you have a jam, that could be your problem. Alright, so I've got the new part. Once again, here's the old one that we took out. Here's the part number. The Motorcraft part number is YH-1958. And then you can see below it's the Ford part number. And it has been replaced multiple times, so even if you find an older one, the F is the latest part number for this. Alright, the one you get, and that I got, will come with this white cable attached. But since we're reusing the one, since we can't get into there easily, you have to carefully pry it off of here. And it's just push fit, but this one, obviously it's the new one, we're going to be really careful. And then that's going to be the hard part, is when we put this one back in the truck, we're going to have to, it's going to come down through here, and we have to get it onto here without being able to rotate the cable, because the cable's supposed to rotate like this to pop out, and then it comes in here and slides under here like this. So I think it's going to be a little challenging to get that back on there. Then the second hardest thing is probably going to be getting the screws back in. The reason I say that is because holding them in place. So I'm probably going to use some magnetic sockets, try to hold them, the Torx screws, while I get them started. Okay, so didn't really get any video of me putting it in here, but it is brain surgery on a car. It really is. I had to use my camera scope here that's displayed on my iPad to guide all the screws in. And you definitely want to have something like a magnetic set of, it's a T20 Torx. I use this magnetic set, and this end comes off here and it's smaller. And you have to make sure that the 3 different points that connect are attached. So right up there on the left you see obviously where the cable attaches, and then down here in the top left corner of the screen is where the lower flap is open and closed for in here, and that's right here. And then up on the top on the back, which it's gonna be hard for me to show you, but there's a white flap door that controls the upper part of the dash, and they all have to be connected properly. And then what you'll do is, once everything's screwed back down and tight, you'll put your key in the ignition, turn it to on right before the start setting, and it takes about 30 seconds. And if you get down here and you watch it, you'll actually see the motor, and it'll open all the doors and go through its cycle. It takes right about 30 seconds to complete. You want to let it get through that. That's how it clears out the error codes, and then you can go ahead and start your vehicle. Alright, so once you start the truck, we're going to run through all the cycles. So we'll start defrost. It's only coming through the vents up there. Click defrost and floor. Reach down and feel, make sure it's coming out of those places. Vent only. take a second. Now it's just coming out of the vent and floor. Yep. And then floor only. Alright. So hopefully this video is helpful. There's really no other video like it on YouTube that shows that you can do it without pulling the dash off. I hope this helps you out. It's a very, very tedious process. If you have a lot of money that you like to spend, you'll want to pay someone to do this. If you're like me and you're really frugal, you'll do it yourself. If you got a buddy and some beers, you could get it done 4 or 5 hours at the most. But just be glad you just saved yourself $1,500 to $2,000. All right, like the video if it helped you out. Please subscribe. See you next time.